somebody's got to pay for what's happened through COVID, and I think there will probably be more austerity in the future. So we need, and one of the things about that for me is that where we've got less, we're rationing services. There's no question about that. Where you've got less, you ration services, and therefore it's really important that partnerships you develop actually are more efficient in actually managing the business. And so we need to understand that there are finite resources. Now, that doesn't mean to say I wouldn't argue for more, and I do argue all the time for more, but also I have got some realism about what the world's like and how challenging that can be. It missed an enormous opportunity in actually addressing the big ticket issues for victims of domestic abuse. And I think one of the problems is that they took domestic abuse outside of violence against women and made it generic, and that's a dangerous thing to do. Because actually, once you the definition, the national definition is challenging, really, because it's anybody who lives in a house, it's domestic abuse, and we all know in reality what domestic abuse is, don't we? So it's about brothers fighting, you know, having a row in the back garden when you've had too much to drink and the police get called, all comes under domestic abuse in many ways. I mean, I don't want to overstate that, but it is an issue. But when you look at who is at the most significant risk of the most serious harm, it is women and children, and the perpetrators are men. And so that there is a problem with that, and that actually impacts and actually refocuses how local areas look at it, because they hear this messaging and then there's some money that follows it, and then they follow the money. And actually what we need to do is to make sure that in local areas we're in a position where we can do what's required, what is necessary to make the biggest difference. And so one of the things that I argue about all of the time, and people get bored of me, I think, is that our criminal justice system doesn't serve women and children well. Very low numbers actually get through to court, something like 4.8% at the moment of all cases, all crimes, and we rely on things that actually have no evidence base of being effective in protecting women and children, in my opinion. And then at the other end of that, we've got a national shortage of refuge accommodation. We've got shortage of family accommodation predominantly due to the very poor quality exempt sector that is like farming money through buying large properties and breaking them up into small units, which means we've taken family housing out of the system. And those two things, I think, the criminal justice and the about how do you escape, are really important and impact on all of the other services. It puts a greater on other services, and also leaves women and children at risk.